Welcome. We are visiting to consolidate the values of Vedic mathematics, the way same as a discipline is to be learned and is to be taught. This learning and teaching of this discipline in itself is to be taken as a program. As a program, it is to be approached as topical lessons. Therefore, we have to reduce this range of values as a serial, organized lessons. First, we have to have a broad classification and categorization for the topics. Then each topic is to be phased as lessons, and then continuity is to be maintained from beginning to end, from first lesson to the last lesson, from first year to the fourth year. Therefore, the program will have its direct reflection in organization of the textbooks of Vedic mathematics. Vedic mathematics books deserve to be designed, organized as per the values and features of Vedic mathematics, of Vedic comprehension, Vedic vision. The Vedic vision is that whole range of knowledge is a single discipline. Further, as that this knowledge is comprehended by the mind as per the natural growth of the intelligence field with consciousness foundation. Therefore, Vedic mathematics teachers, Vedic mathematics textbook writers, and all others involved in program of this discipline have to be of parallel vision, of proper insight, of appropriate enlightenment. Therefore, we have to time and again revisit, and we have to reconsolidate at each and every phase. We are trying to be parallel with the Creator, the Supreme, Lord Brahma. And then further, we are aspiring for our intensity and urge is that we shall be parallel with the way the mundane creations of format transits and transforms into transcendental format, the way Lord Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas, the way mundane creations become the creative boundary of the transcendental domain, the way Lord Brahma, Creator, the Supreme, multiplies as 10 Brahmas in Shivlok, transcendental domain presided by Lord Shiv. This, as our vision, we will sequentially bring us face to face with the way this program shall unfold itself. Broadly, this organization of knowledge, when is to be parallel with the existence phenomenon of vision and comprehension of Vedas, then it is to be an organized range of 10 steps as numbers 1 to 10. And this range of values will inherently take us to 1 space to 10 space. The space content as 1-dimensional space to 10-dimensional space will bring us face to face with the representative regular bodies of 1 space to 10 space. However, as we are initiating ourselves to be parallel with the creative order, so we will be initiating as to be of the format of spatial order of the creator's space. The creator's space being of a spatial order, the same will lead us to the pair of distinct generic bodies. These pair of distinct generic bodies are going to be of full unit and of half unit. Therefore, the representative regular bodies of 1 space to 10 space as mundane creations within creators space will be a pair of series of full unit hypercubes and of half unit hypercubes. This organization, these values, this mathematics, these sciences, these technologies have reached us as a speaking language. The entire Vedic knowledge has reached us as a speaking language, and the same is of Devnagri alphabet. Therefore, these organization steps are to be parallel with its 9 vowels and then transformation of the vowels into consonants, beginning with the first consonant ka. Ka Brahma will naturally take us to the creator's space in the role of creative boundary of the transcendental domain. These 10 phases and stages ultimately will take us along the transcendental flow format as Om, Paranava, Om, Omkar, Udgit, Vashatkar, Saptabhumi, Ashtprakriti, Navbrahm, and Parbrahm. This sequential flow, this transcendental flow will again have its manifestation. This transcendental meditation process is required, expected. We shall be having a chase of this phenomenon of a reach from letters to numbers, from numbers to Sathapatya, and then a transcendental flow along this Sathapatya, and this formatted flow, this transcendental flow will again have its remanifestation, and it is this remanifestation which will take us to the bodies, the framed domains. The existence of phenomenon within framed domains is to be chased, and it is this chase which initially has been as the domains will in its next phase and stage take us to the boundaries. 1 space to 10 space as 1 space to 10 space content manifesting as domain folds require their enveloping boundaries of double number of components. Interval, 1 space body is having pair of endpoints. Square surface as 2 space domain is enveloped within quadruple lines. Cubes, solids, 3 space bodies, hypercube 3 is having spatial boundary of 6 components. Step ahead, the 4 space is having solid boundary of 8 components. Transcendental boundary is of 10 creative components, and the self-referral domain is having transcendental boundary of 12 components. The Saptabhumi is having as many as 14 components of self-referral boundary. These 14 components constitute the boundary of a pole star. It is Sun, Surya, at the boundary of the pole star domain. These 14 components will ultimately provide us the format of 14 manvantras. 14 manvantras and 14 manus presiding these manvantras yugas. From there would be a reach at Asht Prakriti, and it will be having its boundary of 16 components, Shodash Kala Sampurn, and it is here where Ganita Sutras have their placement. Beyond that are 18 Vidyas, and from Navbrahm, when we'll go ahead to Parbrahm, we will be having 20 components, and these 20 Brahman components will take us to Vedas. Word formulation Ved is of TCVL 20. Atharved is a Veda of 20 khandas. So, sadhakas fulfilled with intensity efforts to be parallel with Vedic systems, Vedic knowledge, Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences, Vedic technologies, naturally will have their beginning with comprehension and imbibing of the values lively and preserved as Atharveda. It is here from where we will be having a reorganization step. It would be parallel with the organization of Vedas, and these topical lessons as such will become Tirloki, Trimurti, and Brahm. The first three spaces together constitute Tirloki, then Brahma domain, Shiv domain, Vishnu domain, followed by fourfold Brahman domain. One shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to parallel with this parallel organization of Vedas. Our topical lessons as such are to be formatted as per this organization. So Tirloki will take us to Atharved, and then Rigved, Yajurved, and Samved will take us to Trimurti, and the same will be followed as a Shruti Brahman. Ved and Brahman are the integrated format of the knowledge organized as such. Therefore, the first year course, which has a focus upon three space, will naturally have its initiation as Atharva Ved. The Atharva Ved is the Ved of 20 khandas. Atharva Samhita with the first sukt, first mantra of the first khanda is on the computer screen. Its Rishi is Atharva, Devta is Vashashpati, Chand is Anushtup. Ye Trishapta Priyanti Vishwa Rupani Vibrata Vachaspati Balha Tesham Tanvo Adde Dadhatu Me. Ye Trishapta, this 3 and 7 is enveloping this Vishwa. Our word is the word which is of values pair 3 and 7. 3 space of 7 versions, 3 space of 7 geometries, cube of 7 versions, hypercube of 7 versions is the initiation point. It is the starting point. It is the beginning. So our program of learning and teaching our program of writing textbooks, our program of initiation of the young minds, and everything connected with it naturally is to be as is the initiation of the Atharvaved itself in its first mantra of the first sukta of the first kanda itself. And the very first half and the very first quarter, Ye Trishabda Prayanti, is the initiation point. We have to initiate ourselves with the setup of a cube. We have to initiate ourselves as a Tirloki, how within a cube we can have simultaneous manifestation of an interval along the format of a single axis, square surface along the format of pair of axes, and as solid on the format of all the triple axes. Cube within a cube, an interval, square and cube within the cube, within a cube is the setup. It is the format. It is this format which is to be visualized. It is to be comprehended. It is to be imbibed. Our insight and enlightenment is to be parallel with this organization setup. As such, we have to have proper focus. Due attention is to be upon the setup of a cube. We know very little about it, though cube is most intimately associated with our body and our existence itself. Sadhakas are fulfilled with intensity to be parallel with Vedic systems shall have proper attention upon the word formulation Ghan. Krit Ghan and Kritagge, or the pair of words, grateful and ungrateful. Those who are grateful, they know that 3 Shapta, 3 multiplied is 7 is 21, is the TC value of Mrityu, and it is also a TC value of Shivalya. And Krit Ghan is of TC value 23, which is parallel with the TC value of Ravana, and it is also parallel with the TC value of Ahankar. Therefore, the beginning and end of the Vedic knowledge as well is here in this very first quarter of the first mantra of the first sukta of Atharvaved itself. We have to begin and we have to realize that end as well is here at this very beginning point. Beginning and end at the same moment would mean we have to transit and transform the line into circumference. And circumference will be enveloping the surface area. It is going to be a Vedic domain. All what is to be comprehended, visualized, imbibed is as to how the surface is having accommodation for infinitely infinite number of lines. It is Anant. It leads to ego. Man, Buddhi, Chit and Ahankar. We have to remain conscious that we don't have an ego like a Ravana. We shall have the consciousness, humbleness. We have to be grateful to the Creator. It is the gratefulness to the Creator which is the ultimate value to be learned, to be imbibed, to be comprehended. The end value of this course will be that Kritagya formulation of TCVL 21 will be Shivalya, and it is the liberation. The Mrityu is of TCVL 21. We have to be grateful to the Creator for his organization of having embedded in our existence phenomenon parallel with the life, the death as well. Imagine what will happen to the individuals with absolutely distorted bodies and not having a death. Our whole program of this course is that we shall be parallel with the existence phenomenon, parallel with the Creator has created, parallel with the Creator himself is having set a goal of enlightenment. The goal of enlightenment is that one is to transcend within the cavity of one's own heart, to be entitled for the transcendental grace, so that this mundane existence is to be of transcendental fortune, to be the creative boundary. We have to work with a creative boundary. We have to attain it. And it is this attainment for which this whole program is. And we have to follow the way Vedic knowledge unfolds itself. Atharved has Sathapatya Upaved. Sathapatya Upaved takes us to Vishwakarma, the son of Tavastha, and Sanjya, nouns. Sanjya is the daughter of Vishwakarma, and she is wife of Surya. Chaya and Sanjya are the features. Object and image are the features which are to be imbibed. And once we will be imbibing these values, we will be understanding the way the existence phenomenon of our solar universe is having simultaneous flow format for life and death in the same moments. Therefore, sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with the Vedic systems, and those who are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be through this program, and all those enlightened beings who want to undertake a program for writing textbooks and for planning the lessons of this course have to be sequential topical. For it, natural beginning is to be with Ganita Sutra 1. Ganita Sutra 1 is the source of Sutra. Ganita Sutra 1 is preserving the structural keys of all sutras. Therefore, the entire mathematical domain of each and every sutra individually as well as collectively is to flow from within the text of Ganita Sutra 1. Therefore, like the focus upon the Devnagri alphabet, the focus upon Ganita Sutra 1 is also going to be the second center of this program. The first center of this program is Devnagri alphabet. The second center of this program is Ganita Sutra 1. Once we will be having proper understanding, proper comprehension, proper insight, proper enlightenment about the lively values of the text of Ganita Sutra 1, we can ensure we can be satisfied that we will be soon be along a Sathapatya for formatted flow, for transition and transformation from the mundane existence format to the transcendental existence format. It is for this that we have to initially have a focus upon the text and diaries of Swami Bharati Krishna Tirtha Ji Maharaj, the only book having reached us is the book of 40 chapters. The others valuable treasure available with us is in the form of diaries, and then the very process as to how the meditation and the comprehension of the patterns, symmetry, the way mathematics is formatted as sutras, the way sutras are organized, the way processes of the sutras are of distinctive patterns. And by recognizing these patterns and by following these patterns, as is the fruit reach of book Crowning Gem by Kenneth Ronald Williams, we will be having solutions for equations of all degree. We will not have to restrict ourselves up till 5th degree equations because of the limitations of the classical tools. Let us start afresh. Let us initiate ourselves with Devnagri alphabet, and let us initiate ourselves with the values of Ganita Sutra 1. We will soon be along formatted flow needed for transition and transformation from mundane creations to the transcendental creations. Thank you very much.